Hey everybody, how's it going? Today we're going to be checking out this Olight Seeker 2. Before we begin, if you're new here, welcome. Be sure to hit that subscribe button, smash that like button, and be sure to hit the bell notification so you don't miss on future videos. So, if you've seen my previous videos of Olights, you know that Olights are my go-to. But with the Seeker series, we're going to take a look at the Seeker 2, and tell you some differences and tell you the lumens and all that good stuff. So as you see, it's pretty nice. And let's look at the head there. It's got the LEDs there, the heat sink. There's the branding. This is not the Pro version, but then I will compare it to the Olight Seeker 3 Pro, which I got right now handy. So, if you already noticed that there is some differences, I'll kind of show you the differences here in a minute. The first difference is this button. This does not have a rotary dial, unlike the Seeker 4 Pro and the Seeker 3 Pro. This has just a push button, and then it's like rubberized. And then the other difference is versus the Seeker 3 Pro is it does not have the rubberized grips, the rubberized knurling or whatever. There is some knurling here, but not much. I mean, it's pretty flat, but it's okay. But it has the indentations where you would actually hold it. So even if you're in attack mode or just holding it regular, it works just like that. Now, the max lumens on this one is about 3,000 lumens max. And then I believe the high lumens, or excuse me, that's 3,000 lumens on turbo, I believe. And then for the high lumens, it's like 1,000 and some, I believe. Don't quote me on that. But, and obviously you've seen the Seeker 3 Pro, but just for size comparison, there is the Seeker 2, and then for the Seeker 3 is right there. And I will tell you that the Seeker 3 Pro is just a little bit taller than the Seeker 2. And then obviously with the Seeker 3, it has, I already reviewed this one, but just going over it briefly. Got the rotary knob, got the button there, the rubberized knurling grip. And this one is pushing out 4,200 lumens on turbo. And then on the high, I believe it's somewhere around 1,800, somewhere around there. But with the Seeker 2, max on turbo is 3,000 lumens, and it will step down to the next level. And I will go ahead and show you. Turn the slide off and show you the demonstration again, or real quick on this one. So, obviously the blank wall again. So, start with the low. There's low, and then for low, on camera it might look brighter, but actually in person it's okay, but you're not gonna get a lot of output. It's maybe like 5, 10, 15 lumens of that, maybe 20, I don't know. But it is, on camera it might look bright, but it's not in person. So, bump it up to the next level. 1 minute. Okay, that one. Now this one is good for like maybe nighttime walks or walking the dog or something of that nature. And you don't really need anything that bright unless you live in an urban area where there's no street lights or what have you. Now we're going to bump it up to the other level. There you go. And as you see, it's got a nice beam pattern to it. There's not really what you would say a hot spot. There's really not a hot spot at all. And if you look, if I shine it up there, there's really not a big hot spot. So if we bump it up again, well, actually there's low, medium, high, low, medium, high. And then for turbo, double click. And there is turbo. There is your max 3,000 lumens. And as you can see, it will light up a room. If I stand up here, sorry for blind y'all. So, as you see, lights up the entire room. My lamp light's not even on. That lamp's on, but the Seeker 2 will light up this room entirely. If you got power outages, or if that nature. So let me get back to my mode here. But yeah, and then for strobe, triple click. But yeah, so this is great for, like I said, turn my light back on. So this is great for hiking, camping, possibly law enforcement, security personnel, home defense, because it does have a strike bezel and the knurling, excuse me. It does have a strike bezel, but it's not that aggressive. And I would probably say it's not really meant for glass breaking, but it's there in case you need to, like, hit somebody, like, defend yourself or whatever. It's there. It also uses the traditional magnetic charging, which I'm a big fan of. I mean, don't get me wrong, I like Type-C, but just slapping a magnet on and leaving it and walking away is perfect. And then the feel of it, it's got a nice weight to it. It's not too heavy, not too light. It's not really top heavy. I mean, like, head heavy. It's more like, put in the middle here, it's kind of like balanced. I mean, I'm barely even holding on to it. It's balanced. So it's nice. It's a nice balance between heavy duty performance, durability. I mean, and just for shoots and giggles, I'm gonna turn this on and drop it as hard as I can, and we're gonna see if this still works. Because honestly, I've seen people do this from, like, hitting it on concrete, hitting against the wall, running over, or whatever. But just for everyday use, I just want to see something. So we're gonna turn it on, and I'm gonna like just throw it up in the air. So, I mean, obviously my fan's on, but I'm just going to just real quick. So if I do it like that, and then throw it, still works. Now, if I can get this, if I can find it, there we go. Do it again, still works. Now, let's try the Seeker 3 Pro and see if that does the same thing. Because honestly, nobody really does this. I mean, if you're dropping around the house. Okay, there we go. Now, Seeker 3 Pro's on. Now, okay, oops, I dropped it. Still works. Still works. So, you know that this is going to last you. They say this is going to be dropped for 1 meter or so have you, but honestly, I'm not about to break this because, I mean, it's too good of a light to break. They say it's indestructible, but I'm going to put that to a test one in a later future video. Because I am going to put this through, I'm going to put every light that I have through its paces and through it, pretty much throw it in the, what I would call the mosh pit, and see if it will survive. So stay tuned for that, because we're going to go head to head between Olight, Nightcore, Ace Beam, Stringlight, what other brands I'm going to be getting, Woobin, just brands like that. So we're going to be doing a lot of comparison and a lot of brutality on these lights, and just see if they actually survive. Excuse me. So I'm going to call it the mosh pit, because the mosh pit is brutal, and we're going to see if these will survive. And I'm going to just put money on this, that these Olights are going to survive. Just because they are built like a tank, they're like, I mean, they're like robust, and hell, I mean, if I throw this up in the air, like seriously, like just throw it up in the air and let it land on the asphalt, I'm pretty sure this will survive. I don't know yet. I will have to test that in a later video when I do the mosh pit video. But yeah. But if you're looking for a decent light, obviously I mentioned this in the other videos, but try Olight. Yeah, they can be, you know, a little bit expensive. You can pay over $100 for some. But like I mentioned in the other videos, you can get these cheaper on eBay. Just kind of be advised and use caution when you do that. Make sure you get either a pre-owned one or like new or something like that, because all these lights that I purchased are under $100. So for example, for this one, for the Olight Seeker 2, I believe I paid with shipping was like a little over $80, so like 85, 87, like somewhere around there. And like I said, you won't be paying over $100. And also, another little tip is, when you go on these listings, make sure you see the actual picture of other sellers. For example, like stock photos, whatever, don't really necessarily mean that they're pre-owned or used or whatever. Make sure you get like you see one that's kind of like newly listed or somewhere around there, because stock photos won't necessarily tell you a whole lot, because unless you see an actual photo of the actual seller posting it, let's say on a nightstand or a table or whatever. Just because I think that the stock photos, for example, I think it's kind of sketchy if you see, let's say, a Seeker 2 with a stock photo and they're saying, oh, brand new for $78.95 or whatever. To me, that's a little sketchy. But I mean, don't get me wrong, you might get lucky, you might not. So just be careful when you're looking for these used and wanting to save a little bit of money. Because honestly, getting them like pre-owned or lightly used will save you a lot of money versus paying like $150 or $140 or, you know, and so forth. So just keep that in mind when you're out looking for lights, and make sure you get a light that is meeting your criteria. So for example, excuse me again. So for example, if you do like high, medium, low, if you want tactical mode, if you want strobe, SOS, beacon, you want a long-lasting battery, you want it to be bright, you want to be a certain lumen level. I mean, all them criteria need to be met by you in order for you to get the best light possible. And I will be doing a video where I'll give you my top 10 best lights or tactical lights that you could actually buy that's on a budget, plus will also save you money and all that good stuff. So that is the Olight Seeker 2. And then so yeah, so if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you have any questions or comments, leave them down below. And yeah, we'll see you on the next video. So have a great day guys. See ya.